So, hey everybody on YouTube land. Let me start over. So, hey everybody on YouTube land. I'm Silver Fox John Augustus, and I'm a real estate investor. I do some investing on the side, but during all this economic turmoil, I was actually looking at two things, and the reason why I'm bringing this up to you guys is don't look at what's going on with the economy. Look at what you've got and what you've got to do in your area of life. So if it's investing, you got to or move some type of investment, then you got to do that. You got to sell it, get it going, get it out of your um, and make a profit possibly, hopefully. So I'm just gonna give you a quick example of one of the things that I had done was basically, and the reason why I'm kind of whispering is because everybody's sleeping. It's a little bit late at night, so um, but I wanted to get this out there and let you guys know that even during this time frame, there's a huge opportunity. And it's opportunity to make a good deal. If you have an investment and you want to move it, I would move it now and try to get a better investment. So here's an example. So I had a cabin out about 7 years, 7 hours away from Dallas, Texas, down south, Brackenville, Texas. Um, they've been having a lot of issues with, issues with the border there. And, but I knew one thing that I knew would catch somebody's eye was it's uh, deer hunting season. So what I had done was say, okay, let me sell this cabin that I have out there. It's got 21 acres. It's got a beautiful view in Brackenville, Texas. There's other pieces of property out there, but I had called the people who sold it to me. Those people, they actually know. They're the ones who gave me the deal. So and I had competed for it. I paid, you know, a lower price for it than I'm selling it now. So long story short, I am selling it to a great veteran couple and two kids. Happy Veterans Day, by the way, to all you veterans. I appreciate your service to our great country. Um, and just wanted to give a shout out to that on that note. But anyway, long story short was that I knew that deer season was coming up. So I said, okay, let's get this property marketed in the correct manner. So when you market it toward your niche environment, then those people are going to come out and say, okay, this is a great property, 21 acres. The other thing that I had told the real estate agent, and I had went out there one time, huge mess. I got stuck in mud. I took a freaking front wheel drive Pathfinder out there, stupid. So I see this big, huge water puddle going to the cabin. I don't see the cabin anywhere. It's my first time out there. But I did see a big water puddle and it had just rained. Um, so yeah, I got stuck. I went through two puddles, no problem. A third puddle, I said, hey, let me just go on the side and I'll go through this, no problem either. But it was kind of deep, and I had tested that water. I had my Crocs on, so I took my Crocs off and walked out in that water. Which all you country folk know, like you don't want to wear boots or shoes out there. You just get them wet anyway. But the problem was this mud was slippery. If you go out there to South Texas, it's a gritty, slimy type, uh, sandy, not sand though, kind of like quicksand. To be quite honest, it's slippery and slimy a little bit with rocks mixed in. Anyway, long story short, got stuck in that. Backed out of that. Tried to pull out to the side, got stuck again on the side. Had to put a bunch of sticks and rocks underneath, and and then get it out of there again. And by that time, I've got my gun with me. I'm going to go hunting. I get my gun out. I said, I'm going to go hunt. I don't care. I'll leave this car here and I'm going to go up to the cabin. This is my investment property. Well, the first time I've seen it, I go up here and I'm like, it's getting dark, right? About 5:30. I'm like, and I had planned to stay in this cabin. But keep in mind, I'm looking at my phone, no cell service. I'm looking at the weather. It's a little bit cloudy. Could possibly rain, but you never know. The weatherman said it's not going to rain. So the risk was significantly greater on staying out there and overnight. So what I did was like, it's time to cut my losses. It's time to get the hell out of here. I said, there ain't no way in hell that no one's going to catch me out here in this mud, in potentially rain, no cell phone service. I could get stuck again. I could, if it rains, I'll definitely be stuck. Can't call anybody. There's a farmer down the road, but he looked a little bit non-approachable, so to speak. So, long story short, I said, okay, it's time to go. That sun is falling. I'm get back in my car. I see tracks everywhere. I see dove flying everywhere. It was dove season, by the way. A lot of dove out there. I mean, white-ringed dove, beautiful bird. I didn't fire a shot. And my instinct kicked in. I said, if Mother Nature doesn't want me to be here, and I got stuck 3 times already, or actually 2 times at that point, 2 times already. And I'm out here pushing my luck, trying to still go hunting because I'm a stubborn silver fox, right? And I walk around and say, I'm not going to fire a shot because the other risk factor is you're by yourself out there. You don't know what's around you. You don't know your surroundings. You don't know who's out there. You don't know who is maybe hiding out from the law. So these things start going through your head. And I'm like, okay, I don't even know who's in that cabin. So I did not go to that cabin. 1. 2, I turned around, hauled ass back to the Pathfinder, unloaded my gun, did have my sidearm, got in the Pathfinder, started going back through the same puddles that I had gone through. Keep in mind, this was like second to the last puddle I had gone through great the first time. But when I went back through that puddle again, I got stuck. This is the 3rd time I've been stuck. I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. So I said, 3rd time's a charm, or 3rd time's a disaster, basically. This is running through my head. So I'm backing up, trying to pull this thing out. Thank God it had front wheel drive. If it had rear wheel drive, I'd have still been there, stuck. Anyway, I got out of that too. And my story is, and I'll get to the conclusion here, but when I'm leaving, I go through there, I see the farmer, I take a right, and I'm going on the actual property, and I see 2 pair of headlights behind me when I'm going out the property. And I had not seen any car at all when I drove in. That was just the farmer, keep in mind. So the suspicion is just going, and the suspicion in my head is just going, oh, no. Like, no. There's something not right here. So long story short, I take a left. I'm like, it's time to get out of here. I'm not staying tonight. I'm just going back to Dallas. And when I'm driving through, there's a series of either conservation officers or border patrol on the left, and they've got this huge antenna. They've got some type of radio jamming or cell phone jamming device or interception device, I would call it. It's probably picking up text or cell phone signals or something. Long story short, I said, either they're looking for people, human trafficking out here, or they're looking for some criminal, or they're looking for some poacher or something. Regardless, I'm out of there. So long story short, that was my lesson. Like, okay, time to sell this thing. Time to get rid of it. Uh, I wanted a house, a lake house in Lake Texoma. So I found the perfect place. The perfect place was actually way over the price of what my cabin would cost. So I said, you know what, I'm going to put the cabin for sale right away. That's it. Talked it over, you know, sell it, get it out of my plate. I don't want any part of it. From that experience, keep in mind, I'm a hunter, and thank God for my skills. I learned to get out of that mess of the mud and know when to not stay uh, too late. Because if you stay too late, you've got to stay put. You've got to find shelter and leave early in the morning. But keep in mind, I didn't want to get stuck in that mud at night. That's the main thing. So I got the hell out. So anyway, long story short, I, I had initially talked to Leah. I said, you know what? I've got this cabin going, the real estate agent. I've got this cabin being sold. I want to, sell it. Here's the price I'm going to sell it for. And it's like, no. That, here's the price I'm offering. It was a little bit lower, but, closer to what my cabin was going to sell for, but not exactly. So long story short, I had lost a property. Someone else had put, wanted to buy it. They dropped out. So that investor dropped out because they found termites. So termites, we're in Texas. It's everywhere. So the funny thing is they dropped out. They didn't like that. So they treated the termites, right? The owner treated the termites. They had to sell it because it was a finding. So she called me and said, hey, yeah, do you want this? Yeah, here's my offer. I called my real estate agent. I was transparent with him. Great guy, very good person, and wanted to work with me. I said, listen, there's a potential for you to gain, two sets of commission here. And so I want to work with you, but you got to work with me. You're going to give me 1% back on this sale because I feel like I have to, since you're going to make extra on the other one, I'm going to give you that commission too. So 1%, we negotiated that. So he's going to take 5 and I take the 1%, not 6. So great deal. So for me, always remember you can negotiate anything. So that's one lesson. So the second lesson is never give up, and always tell that the other investor that said, hey, someone got it, to say, hey, keep me in mind for the backup because I've got this thing going. Be transparent with them on the first deal, because basically your first deal, they're going to remember you and say, hey, he's selling this, he's got cash. They're going to come back to you, even though it was a lower offer, because a lot of people have cash right now in this economic issue right now. Economic downturn, what I call it. And not a lot of people can't get approved unless you have no debt, which that's what the veterans that bought in my initial cabin, they have no debt, so they got approved instantly. Long story short, I got the lake house. I'm selling that. I sold that cabin 7 hours away and dangerous for me. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get my better enjoyment from, close to about an hour away. I can actually Airbnb it if I want. I can enjoy it. It's close and everything is good. But you know what? Keep going. Keep looking at your real estate assets. No matter what happens, you got to keep your eye on the prize. Silver Fox Real Estate, shouting out to you. Thanks, guys. And keep your heads up. Keep investing. Thank you.